I Wanna Hold Your Hand was the song that really propelled the Beatles to stardom. It really opened the doors for those four young men from Liverpool to conquer the world with their art. You've probably heard I Wanna Hold Your Hand, caught yourself humming its romantic verses or its sticky chorus. It's also possible that you have some memory attached to the first time you heard this song. What you may not know is the great importance that this song had in the career of the greatest rock band of all time. John Lennon and Paul McCartney wrote I Wanna Hold Your Hand in the basement of Jane Asher, a teenage actress who would become Paul's first known girlfriend when they were still musicians without any fame. Jane had a brother named Pete Asher, who was a musician too and who recalled in a 2010 interview what it was like to witness the two Beatles writing this song in their home on the piano his mother used to teach. I went downstairs and sat on the couch, and they sat side by side on the piano bench, experimenting and having fun. It was there that they played I Wanna Hold Your Hand for the first time. That was simple but really beautiful. The ideas, phrases, chords and harmonies had been flowing from the two, as in a healthy competition, where the one who hits the best in rhyme or melody wins. Then they'd ask me what I thought, and I say, I think it's pretty good. It was a beautiful thing to see. The music that would be the precursor to Beatlemania taking shape right there in front of me. In the early 60s, the young Beatles made a long season performing in nightclubs in Germany, more specifically in Hamburg. At that time, they even recorded a version of the Still Know I Wanna Hold Your Hand and also of She Loves You in German, from a questionable translation that did not take them very far. By 1963, the Beatles were becoming stars in England. Some songs like Love Me Do were already super well known in the land of the Queen, but they had not yet exploded in the United States. They couldn't get a major label to distribute their music in America, so their first three singles, Please Please Me, From Me to You and She Loves You, were released on a small label and flopped, although they were hits in their homeland. Despite the Fab Four's great desire to land and play in America, they had an agreement between them and their manager, Brian Epstein, that they would only perform in the land of Elvis, Roy Orbison and Carl Perkins, their biggest idols, on the day one of their songs reached #1 in that country. Somehow they felt that making it big in the United States was what would ensure the place they craved in rock and pop culture history. In late 1963, a Washington DJ got a single of I Wanna Hold Your Hand from a stewardess friend and proceeded to play it without any pretense on his radio show. The song was an immediate hit with the city's youth, and it spread like an epidemic. Capitol Records noticed this move and soon signed them, and they quickly released I Wanna Hold Your Hand across the country on December 26. This song climbed the charts and on February 1st reached #1 on the Billboard charts. The Beatles celebrated madly when they found out they were #1 in America. After much partying, they prepared and flew there for the first time on February 7, 1964. To the astonishment of the entire team, they were greeted at JFK Airport by a crowd of crazy fans. The highlight of the Beatles in America were the two live performances on Ed Sullivan's show, which took place on February 9 and 16 of 1964. I Wanna Hold Your Hand was played in both and caused a furor when tens of millions of Americans watched them spreading talent and charisma through their TV sets. There were 728 people in the studio in New York and more than 70 million Americans cheering in their homes. The Beatles at last showed up to shake the world. I Wanna Hold Your Hand also had its pioneering. It was the first Beatles song recorded on a 4-channel equipment. Until then, they only recorded in studios equipped with mono devices. In the United States, I Wanna Hold Your Hand sold better in the first 10 days of release than any other British single in history and remains the Beatles' best-selling single in the United States, reaching over 12 million copies. It remained at the top of US charts for 7 weeks until its next single, the re-released She Loves You, replaced it at #1. But this is another story for an upcoming video. If you enjoyed this video and like this channel, subscribe, leave a like, give me a suggestion about what story you wanna hear so I can always improve and bring you new and better videos.